Welcome back to Divine Wonders, the Miracles of Jesus. Today we travel to the town of Nain, where Jesus performs a miraculous act of compassion by raising a widow's only son from the dead. This miracle not only showcases Jesus' power over death, but also his deep compassion for those in need. Jesus travels to the town of Nain and encounters a funeral procession for a widow's only son. Moved by compassion, he tells the woman not to weep, and then touches the bier, commanding the young man to rise. The dead man sits up and begins to speak, and Jesus gives him back to his mother, as detailed in Luke chapter 7, verses 11 to 17. To fully understand the significance of this miracle, let's explore the historical and cultural context. In ancient Jewish society, a widow losing her only son was a devastating tragedy, leaving her without support and vulnerable. Funerals were communal events, often involving the entire town. The act of Jesus interrupting the funeral and raising the dead boy would have been both shocking and awe-inspiring. Funerals in ancient Israel were deeply communal events, with the whole community participating in mourning and supporting the bereaved. The loss of a son, especially an only son, would leave a widow without financial and social support, making her plight particularly dire. Theologically, this miracle emphasizes Jesus' power over death and his compassion for the marginalized. By raising the widow's son, Jesus not only restores life, but also provides social and economic security for the widow. This act foreshadows his own resurrection and his victory over death. This miracle also highlights the role of Jesus as the giver of life. His command, "Young man, I say to you, get up," demonstrates his authority over life and death, reinforcing his divine identity. The people's reaction, glorifying God and acknowledging Jesus as a great prophet, underscores the recognition of divine intervention. Spiritually, this miracle teaches us about the boundless compassion of Jesus. His willingness to intervene in the midst of suffering and loss demonstrates his deep care for each individual. It also reassures us of his power to bring life and hope in the most desperate situations. First, compassion in action. This miracle encourages us to show compassion to those in need, following Jesus' example of intervening in others' suffering. Second, trust in Jesus' power over death. We are reminded to trust in Jesus' power to bring life and hope, even in the face of death and despair. Third, support for the vulnerable. Jesus' act of restoring the widow's son emphasizes the importance of supporting those who are vulnerable and in need of help. Reflect on the areas in your life where you can show compassion and support to others. How can you trust in Jesus' power to bring hope and life in desperate situations? How can you be an agent of compassion and support in your community? Thank you for exploring the raising of the widow's son with us. In our next episode, we will witness Jesus' healing power as he restores the woman with an issue of blood. Make sure to subscribe and share this journey with others. Until next time, may you be inspired by Jesus' compassion and trust in his power to bring life and hope.